Hey folks, Foggy here. Welcome to day 197 of my year of solo board gaming. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. We are playing the second scenario in Night of the Zealot, which is the base game. We are still Roland and Wendy, a private investigator and a young waif who's out to figure out what Scooby Doo weirdness is going on in this town. Now, in the last game, we had some experience points to deal with. Roland had 6, and Wendy had 5. And Wendy has not used all of hers. So on the back of the sheet, you would actually indicate, okay, so she's got an unused expense experience that we could use in the next round. In addition, Roland does have 1 mental trauma, something to keep in mind. And in this case, I had Roland upgrade all of his, like these 3 cards here, 44, 45 off automatic, the Beat Comp, and the Vicious Blow. Now, each of these are significantly better. The way that the upgrade works is that each of these cards in the upper left have a small little pair of dots, anywhere from 1 to 5 dots. And those dots can indicate whether or not, first of all, they can be used by a character, and second of all, how much it costs to upgrade to them. In addition, you still have to have only 30 cards in your deck, so these cards are going to go in, these cards are going to come out, and we're going to split those off to the side for now so that you don't have to see me fiddling with my little case of cards over here, which is a big case of cards. We'll get shuffled in, and we'll deal with that in a moment. Wendy also did the same thing. She took 2 cards that she were upgrading. She could find better versions of. In this case, Lucky, and then also Survival Instinct. And we're going to put those to the side, and again, she's going to get that shuffled in. All right. In this scenario, we are starting down here. It's a much bigger map. They actually give you a suggested layout, and this is the layout that we're going with. There are actually 2 downtown locations and 2 south side locations, so we actually won't know what's going to happen when we flip those over. In addition, there's an acolyte already out here on the ground, and the Doom token that's on the acolyte counts towards the Doom's tokens that are needed to advance the chapter. Now, once they get to 6, we'll go to the next agenda. You'll notice that there's nothing really on the act. There's only 1 act to this, so we're not going to have anything to really worry about advancing. We just have to complete an objective and then decide whether or not we want to continue on. So Wendy's shuffled up her deck. She's going to take out 5 cards. If there's a weakness in here, you're going to ignore the weakness. Ooh, I got the amulet. Yay. And then draw another card in its place and then shuffle again. All right, so now we've got an opening hand, including this amulet, which is her special item. Only she gets to play that. We're actually going to do Roland, I think, over here, since we got some space over here, not counting the microphone. And then we're going to do, let's put that off to the side because we don't really need it. Let's put that off to the side. We don't really need it. We'll keep the cult deck up here. We'll have Wendy come over a little bit this way. A little bit more space than I would like, but I think this is going to work best. And I think you can see everything the way I've got it set up. So we'll see how it goes. All right, let's put his deck here. Let's first of all deal out 5 cards. And if there's a weakness, there is. Cover Up. It's the one that screwed me last time. Do you sleeve your cards? I don't sleeve any of my cards because I play too many different games to sleeve my cards. I feel like this is the sort of game where I should sleeve my cards because the cards are such an important part of this. But I do not. All right. So we have our opening round. Oh, I forgot to take another card. There we go. I was worried. If that was another weakness, that would have been horrible. All right. Each of these guys are going to start with 5 of these resources to start with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go ahead and read. There are different openings for this depending on how you did in the last one, so I'm going to read the opening that's appropriate to it. And if you want to find out what the opening was in another scenario, you should do this yourself. All right. In the wake of the disaster at your home, Lita Chandler, the red-haired woman from your parlor, lays out a tale that, even in the light of what you have witnessed, strains the limits of your belief. The creatures in your home, she claims, are called ghouls, cruel beings who plague the crypts, caverns, and tunnels beneath the city of Arkham. These creatures feed on the corpse of humans, and they are served by a dark cult within Arkham whose members have inexplicably come to worship the ancient master of the ghouls. This cult has been killing innocent people and feeding them to the ghouls, satiating a monstrous hunger. A dark balance was maintained until now, recently. We're going to move the mic right in front of me. I think that's probably the best way to do this. Lita continues, one of their lairs where the corpses were stored was destroyed. Since then, the ghouls have been more active than usual. I have tracked their movements and tried my best to stop them from running amok throughout the city. But I think there's something worse going on. The cult has been planning something darker and more ominous than anything I have yet observed. Indications are that this plan shall come to fruition tonight, shortly after midnight. Beyond that, I cannot fathom what to expect. Many of the cultists, Lita continues, will seem like everyday people, despite their foul intentions. Whenever the cult meets, its members don masks shaped like the skulls of various animals to protect their identities from one another. These masks are our mark, symbols of death and decay. We must unmask the cultist to expose and derail their plans. We have but a few hours. The more cultists we find before midnight, the better. All right, so our goal is to basically find cultists. And to do that, you'll spend 2 clues per investigator as a group, and that allows you to draw the top card of the cultist deck, which is over here. Objective, find as many unique cultist enemies as you can and add them to the victory display. If there are 6 unique cultist enemies in the victory display, advance. Not all 6 of them are in the cultist deck. So that's something to keep in mind. However, over here on the agenda side, Lita seems convinced of a conspiracy within the city of Arkham. She believes that a secret cult serves the ghoul that lives in the crypts beneath the city, and that several of the cult's prominent members are scattered throughout Arkham. As you begin to search for them, you can't shake the feeling that you too are being hunted. You can resign. You don't want to risk taking so long, so you head to safety with the information that you gathered, and then there's a different scenario, a different thing that happens if you go further. And again, we already have 1 Doom token out. I believe if we kill him, the Doom token just goes away. I could be wrong on that, but that's how I'm going to play it today, because I'm not going to waste your time reading rules and trying to get the game right. I'm just going to play. Let's play. So we're going to skip the Mythos round because it is the first round, and instead we're going to start at our house. That's because we saved our house. Now, forced when the Ghoul Priest spawns, spawn it here instead of at its normal location. Now, what I will say is that we do not have to worry about that because we got rid of the Ghoul Priest. We were efficient. So that is not going to be a problem. As an action, you can draw 1 card and gain 1 resource, limit once per turn. There are also 2 clues here and a spooky value of 2. So I think first time we had Roland be the lead investigator. This time I think we're going to have Wendy be the lead investigator. All right, and we're going to have her start. Let's put this down here. I am going to have her pull out her amulet. I'm going to have her pull out this flashlight, and that's going to cost me 4 resources total, and 3 resources are going to go on the flashlight. So instead of reaching across and being an idiot, there we go. All right, and as her last action, she will go ahead and investigate. Now, she's got an investigation of 3. There is a shroud of 2, so we really don't need to worry too much. In terms of the special tokens, however, negative X is the highest number of Doom on a cultist enemy in play. Currently, that is 1. A cultist token, however, is -2. Place 1 Doom on the nearest cultist enemy. And then the weird tablet-looking thing is -3. If you fail, place 1 of your clues on your location. Ooh, that's nasty. All right. So, her first off is -2, which unfortunately means that she fails. Is there anything I can do about that? The only thing I can really do is use her ability, and I think what I'm going to do is let me use Scavenge. I'm going to discard that. We're going to put this back in, and we're going to try again. Zero this time, so this time she succeeds. So she's got 1 clue token, which she'll add here, and that is it for her move. Next up, we're going to have Roland go. Roland is going to start off by simply doing a deduction. Again, with a 3, and there's a shroud of 2. +1. So Roland succeeds. He takes the remaining clue from here. And now, Roland has some options. Now, at the bottom of each location are the places where you can go. So, for example, the yellow circle here means that I can go to Rivertown. There are no other circles, so this is the only place I can go. The item in the upper left-hand corner indicates what that location is. So, in this case, the only way that I can get back home is to go through Riverton. So, Roland, as his second action, is going to go to Riverton. This is going to reveal Riverton. This is just simply an unsettling community. So we're going to add this and this. And Roland is now here, while Wendy is still back at the house. All right. It's got a spooky level of 1. So honestly, I feel like I should just go ahead and take the location. I'm not going to do anything special because honestly, I feel like that would just be a waste. So we'll go ahead and take this, and we've got, a star. This is +1 for each clue and effect at your location. So that's actually going to be 5 to take care of a 1. That is a huge amount of overreach. But that does give me a second clue. So yay. And that is the end of the turn. There's no enemy phase this time around, so we're each going to draw a card. I drew Dynamite Blast, and she drew Look What I Found. And then finally, we're going to each get a resource. Should probably put the resources like down here where it's going to be easier for me to reach. All right. Oh, and I should have 1 trauma for him because he did have the trauma, the residual trauma from before. Okay, so that's it. We now start the Mythos phase. The Doom token comes out. We still have 1 Doom token on the Occult Acolyte, and then we're going to draw from here. Wendy, since she's first, spawns an Acolyte at any empty location. Now that overrides the normal spawning in this case, so it's not going to spawn with her. It's going to spawn somewhere nearby, and I'm going to have her spawn here, and that means a Doom token is going to come out. So now we're up to 3 Doom, and you can see where this is going to get really bad really quick. On the Wings of Darkness, now this is for Roland over here. Test Fleet 4. If you fail, take 1 damage and 1 horror. Then disengage from each non-Night Gaunt enemy, engage with you, and move to a central location. I think the only central location in this game is Riverton. So I really need to try to escape this. And unfortunately, I don't have anything that's going to help me on that. So it's pretty much going to be... oh, yeah, geez, I can't defeat that. So I'm simply going to take the damage and the horror. There's nothing I can do about that. I may as well draw just in case. Because it could become a cultist, which has a really negative impact. -2. Okay, yeah. That does means basically I have 0 to the 4 for the test. And once again, Roland's going a little bat crazy. However, this does get discarded, so we can put that up there, and we're done with that. All right, so now on to the investigation. Wendy's first. She needs to get the hell out of there. So she is going to go here to this location. She's not going to worry about the clue. I want her instead to head over to either Southside or downtown so we can take out that one of those acolytes. She really can't do that much. She does not have much in terms of the fighting ability. But I do have an event where basically I can play it and it's backstab. This attack uses feet instead of fists, which would be really helpful. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So that was 1. Her second move is going to be to go to downtown. Aw, heal 3 horror, limit once per game. That would be very helpful. We're going to have a bunch of clues added to this. This is going to be 4 clues total. And then I'm going to backstab the acolyte. +1. That is a success. So I'm going to do 1 damage, and it's got 1 health. So that Acolyte is dead. We can not stop worrying about that Doom token. This is a cultist. Add them to the victory display. So we're going to add this to our victory display, even though there's no victory points. This is now one of our cultists that we have found. And I think the whole point of that is that because there's only 5 cultists in the deck and you need to find 6, you do need to kill one of these acolytes to start off with. So, but that is everything that she can do. It's now up to Roland, who... I feel like I want Roland to come up here, join her, and then do a search. We're going to play this deduction. This is a skill. Doesn't require me to put out anything. Skill test is successful while investigating a location. Discover 1 additional clue at that location. Now, right now, our level is 3. I believe we get the plus from that, so that's going to be 4, and we're dealing with a 4. And unfortunately, I can't do anything about the flashlight. So it is pretty much just even Steven. Unless I get the star. The star would be nice to get. Star, got the star. That is +4. So that blows that out of the water. So that means I discover an additional clue at this location. All right. We've got 4 clues now. And every time that I get 4 clues, I can spend 2 clues per investigator as a group, draw the top card of the cultist deck. That is an action. I have to do that as an action. So I'm going to hold off on that for a moment. I'm not going to do anything yet. Might not be a bad idea to just do that now. And the thing is, if I do that, then the enemy's going to get to go, and I don't want the enemy to go. So we're going to skip that for now. We're not going to do anything with the enemy yet. This is now in the trash. We're going to go on to our final phase, which is draw cards. That's lucky. And then manual dexterity. And then we each get a resource. Now we go to the Mythos phase. We're going to draw 1 token. Still now at 3. Windy goes first. Obscuring fog. Attach 1 to your location. Limit 1 per location. Attached location gets 2 shroud. Wow, that's nasty. After attached location is successfully investigated, discard obscuring fog. So I think those 2 are pretty much not going to go anywhere. Let's see. Wizard of the Order. This is a spawn at any empty location. And then at the end of the Mythos phase, place 1 Doom on the Wizard of Order. So we do want to kill this guy quick. Now this, so what we're going to do is we're going to think about this a little bit more carefully. Since the downtown can go, wait, can downtown? I was not supposed to be able to go to downtown, was I? Oh, crud, I screwed that up. Yeah, because you can only get to downtown from north side or east town, apparently. All right, well, I messed that up. There's not much else I can do about it now. I'm going to go ahead and put this at Rivertown, and we'll basically get our butts back over there to deal with that. All right. And then at the end of the Mythos phase, a Doom is going to get put out. However, we're not at the point where we would check, but we are at 4 right now, so we do need to deal with that soon. Wendy's not, there's nothing I can really do about this test. I mean, she's got 3 book, even with the flashlight giving her 5. That's still going to be 1 short. She can play lucky, and in case she would fail a skill test. And she could also play Look What I Found, which would allow her to get 2 clues. Might not be might not be a bad idea. I think this is not bright. 5 to 6. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do this. Okay, so we're going to spend this. So now we're back at 4. So that means I have -1 to this. +1. I think that is successful then. Because if I was -1, if it was 3 to 4, then that is a successful search. She is going to go ahead and take one of these clues, and that gets rid of the obscuring fog. So now she may as well go ahead and get the other one. It's a skull, -1, where that is the highest number of doom on a cultist in play. Fortunately, there's only one, so that is going to be an even Steven. Also, I forgot to get rid of that earlier, so that's my bad. So we're even. She gets the clue. She can take that, and now she can go someplace else. She is going to go down to. So where can I go from here? I can go to East Town or North Side. I'm going to head over to East Town. While you are in East Town, reduce the cost of each ally asset you play by 2, and there are 2 clues on this location. All right. Let's see. Do I have anything that will help? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play Beat Cop. So that's going to cost 4 resources. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to come down here where there's the Wizard of the Order, and I'm going to try to beat him up. I'm going to play this skill, Vicious Blow. This should give me 2 additional attacks, so it's 6 to 4. -1, so it's successful by 1. And then this attack adds +1 damage to it. Plus, I got +1 from the Beat Cop, so technically it was 5 to 4 already. So now it's 7 to 4. That -1 keeps me at 6 to 4. And so since it succeeded by 2 or more, there's +2 damage. It's dead. This Wizard of the Order is dead. So we're going to toss that in. We'll throw this cultist over to the victory case. We've got a different cultist over here. All right. I don't know if that's actually the way that we're supposed to do it. If I find out that there's a cultist like from this deck over here that has that would be appropriate for this, then we'll take that. So let's see. That was 1. I moved, played the Beat Cop, moved, and attacked. So that is everything. That's going to go to discard, and that's my turn. There are no enemies currently out on the board that are attacking anyone. This Acolyte here is not moving. So we're each going to draw a card. Wendy first. She draws Baseball Bat, which is going to be helpful. And he draws Evidence. Fast, play after you defeat an enemy. Discover 1 clue at your location. That would have been helpful a moment ago. We're each going to get a resource. And now we go to the Mythos Phase. Mythos Phase, we're going to add 1 more here. We're at 4 total, counting this one down here. And then Wendy's going to get Hunting Night Gaunt. Hunter. While attempting to evade Hunting Night Haunt, double the negative modifier of each revealed chaos token. Oof. It's got 4 health, so it's easy to evade because it's only got a 1 for evasion. But that is going to be difficult to beat, and it's going to spawn in her area, so she has to evade it first if she wants to deal with that. And then for Roland, Pulls out an Acolyte spawned at any empty location, and then after the Acolyte enter place 1 Doom token on it. We're going to put this at, I think, Miskatonic University. And we'll add the Doom token. So we're getting pretty close to having to flip no matter what. So that's something to keep in mind. I think... we're going to play Survival Instinct. Because I don't think there's any way I can fight it. My fighting is 1, and it's pathetic. So I'm going to evade, and that means I have to get... that's going to give me +2 to it, so that's 6 total. And then she's... we're evading a 1. Now the problem is a negative modifier of a chaos token will be doubled, but hopefully that's not going to be a problem. So it's a 0, so it doesn't get doubled. We're successful. This will go into the trash. And then that allows us to also move to a connecting location. We'll move to here. And so that is now at that location. And that will go after one of us. It'll move to another location. So that is 1 move. And I think it's my second move. I'm going to head to... no, because that's got a 3 there. Feel like I should head to north side, except I can't get to north side from here. Let's head to south side. We can go to south side from here. So let's go to the graveyard. Forced. After you enter the graveyard, test 3. If you fail, you must either take 2 horror or move to Rivertown. Riverton. Plus it's going to have a total of 4 clues. So a lot of clues and very low spook threshold. And I do need to start using some of these clues to start pulling up people. I think I might have Roland do that on this turn. All right, so we're testing 3. I've got a 4 sanity, so I just need to get better than a -1, -1 or better, and it's -3. If you fail, place one of your clues at your location. Ooh. I'm going to go ahead and... well, actually, 4, 3. If I do... I'm going to play this if I would fail a skill test. Get +2 to your skill value for that test. Draw 1 card. And what that does, and I have to spend a resource to do that, what that does is it means that I actually pass this by 1, and I don't have to do the negative. I still do have to... no, and because I didn't fail, I no longer have to put a clue on that location, so good. All right, so 1, 2, this was all forced. So 3, I guess find a clue. We're going to investigate. Our investigation's 3, and there's only a shroud of 1. We're not going to use the flashlight, and we are successful. All right. Roland is up. He is going to trade 4 clues in to fight a cultist. All right. Spawn, downtown. Force, when Wolfman Drew attacks, heal 1 damage from him. Interesting. All right. So there is an enemy now in downtown, and we have to go fight him. Can't do anything about that now. And I'm not going to do the cheat that I did before. That would be horrible. I am going to go to Miskatonic so I can take out this Acolyte. All right. So this is going to have 4 clues on it as well. Oops, not these. Shroud of 4. We're going to go ahead and fight this dude. We've got a 5 for fight. So we have +1. No, +2. Star would be great right now. -1, still successful. So I managed to beat the Acolyte because it's only got 1 damage, and this would give me +1 to fight as well. Which I was already counting. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be saying that. I'm going to play this as a fast card. Play after you defeat an enemy. Discover 1 clue at my location. It's going to cost me 1 resource, but I will go ahead and take that clue. And that goes away. So does the Acolyte. I'm going to put this in the trash because it's not uniquely named. All right, and that ends Roland's turn. Now the enemies are going to go. So he's going to go chase after whoever he's closest to. Right now that would be either downtown or Rivertown, and I think it goes to Rivertown. And I think that's it. I think that's as far as he goes. I don't think he goes more than 1 spot. But let's go ahead and check the rulebook. Find out how just horribly I'm playing this game. Yeah, we're good. It just moves the 1 location. All right. And then that's it. At the end of the enemy phase, we have our upkeep. So each of these characters will draw a card. I got a knife. And I got working a hunch, which is just basically discover a clue, which is pretty nice, actually. All right. We now enter the new Mythos phase. We're going to pull out 1 of these. We're at 5 right now. We got 4 there, 1 down there. Windy is going to get Haunting Shadow, Peril, Revelation. You must either choose 1, spend 1 clue, or take 2 damage. She's going to take the 2 damage. I think it's better for her just to take the 2 damage. I just saw that. And I think that's it. I think that goes then into the discard. Roland. Locked door attached to the location with the most clues and without a locked door attached. Currently that is tied for Miskatonic and Graveyard. The attached location cannot be investigated. Since it's a tie, I'll go ahead and go here because I think that's probably where we need to worry about that the least. All right, and then that's it. So now let's go ahead and she's at that location. She could pull up a... I think what she's going to do is she's going to play this asset. She's going to bring out this asset for 1 token. And she's then going to find a cultist. She might not even spawn at her location. Victoria Devereaux, spawn north side. And we can spend 5 resources to add her to the victory delay. That's actually pretty cool. That's actually helpful. So she pulled that out. She did the thing. She's going to investigate. Skull, which is -1. So because it's 1 and she has an investigation of 3, still succeeds. So she still gets 1 of these. And that's the end of her turn. Roland can't really do anything about north side yet. Can I go to down? No, I can't go to downtown from where I am. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. I'm going to play emergency cash to get 3 resources. And then I'm going to parlay with Victoria. I'm going to offer her some baubles and trinkets. And she is now in our display. So instead of fighting her, she's joining us. All right, so that was that. That worked out pretty well. So now that's the end of the turn. The enemies are going to attack. The Hunting Night Gaunt will now try to go to a location where there's an investigator. That would be, unfortunately, it's going to be Windy. And he's going to engage with her. I don't know if they attack on the same turn. think it does. I think it now attacks, which means it's going to hit for 1 damage and 1 horror. So she's got 7 of each. She's kind of hurt right now. So this is starting to be a little bit of a problem. Oh, something I was supposed to have done. Every time I play an event, it's supposed to go onto the bottom of my deck. So the cards here that I was playing, those all should have gone down to the bottom. That's my bad for not reading Wendy's Amulet a little bit more. All right, so now we're going to do our upkeep phase. Wendy's going to go first. She's going to get Dig Deep. And then over here, he's going to get Magnifying Glass. And each of them are going to get 2 resources. I forgot to activate Reveal North Side. All right, and so this is going to have 4 clues total. And now we go on to the Mythos phase. We're going to add another to here, and now we are pushing towards the next agenda. The Mast Hunter. It's a humanoid cultist elite. Engaged with prey, spawn. Prey is the most clues. So currently, I think that would be a tie between Roland and Wendy. He's also going to get +2 health per investigator. So he is going to engage with our good buddy here. This, I think, is why I think we don't need to worry about these over here. These are not worth anything. All right. Well, now we got trouble. So that's the end of the Mythos phase, or not the end of the Mythos phase. Time is running short. We can resign at any point. Wendy is going to get Hunting Shadow. She's going to spend a clue, I think, which is not a good idea. I think she's going to take the 2 damage, which is not good. And then Roland, Hunting Night Haunt. For Christ's sakes. Which will spawn here, but I think also engage with him. So now Roland's got some trouble. I could try to evade. I don't think that's going to work. I don't have enough resources. So I think I have to just start attacking. I have to attack the... I think I have to attack the Hunting Night Haunt first. But they're both going to be pretty nasty. He's got 8 health. Oof. And I have nothing to allow me to get more damage. I think that's the problem. I don't know if multiple monsters can be engaged with you at the same time. That's something I should check. That's not clear. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what to do. I think I have to try to evade both of them and get the hell out of there. As a free trigger, I can deal 1 damage to the beat cop, and that will deal 1 damage to an enemy at my location. The problem is I don't have anything that's going to give me plus damage. I'm going to exhaust the beat cop, do 1 damage to him. He's going to do 1 damage to the hunting night cast. And then I'm going to fight him. He's got 3, I've got 4, plus 1 from the beat cop. Pulled out a skull, which is going to give 1, but that's still good enough to cause damage to him, so he's going to take another damage. And then I think I'm going to... This was a free action because it has the lightning bolt on it. I'm going to fight him again. -2. So I was at 5. That's going to put me at a -1. So unfortunately I fail. Do this one more time. -2. Again, it's a fail. Man, that's rough. All right, Windy, meanwhile, will play a baseball bat. And then fight. You get +2 for this attack. So she's going to have 3. It's got a 3. So hopefully we'll do okay. And actually we're going to discard... Actually, let's bring this back so we're going to try to do this somewhat correctly. We're going to play the knife, and we're going to discard the knife. Fight. You get +2 for this attack. This attack deals +1 damage. So this is going to give me 3. It's going to give her 3, the Night Haunt. This is a -1. So we're going to put that aside and discard that. This is going to go back in. We're going to try again. Zero. This is a success. All right. And so that means that I do how much damage? That was 2. 2 damage. I don't want that. I want this over here. All right, and then I'm going to play baseball bat for 2. And we're going to try this again. I'm getting +2 for this attack, so it's an even count again. I'm going to commit Opportunist to this spell, so I got +1. All right, I got a +1. So this is going to go to the discard still because it's not enough to keep it going back into my hand. But I am successful, and since it deals +1 damage, that actually kills the Night Haunt. Phew. And that is all of my turns, which kind of blows. But that's it for Windy. And I should have had Windy go first and then Roland. I did that in backwards order. So that's my fault. But now we're on the attack phase. We have 2 monsters that are going to attack. It's going to do 2 to Roland in terms of horror. We'll let the beat comp take 1 of the horror, and Roland will take the other. In addition, it's going to do a total of 3 damage. We'll let Roland take all the damage to keep the beat comp alive. Alright, and that's the monster phase. No other monsters to worry about. So now we go to the upkeep phase. I draw emergency cash. That'll be really helpful. That'll actually be super helpful. And then she's going to get a 41 Derringer, which will be very helpful as well. And they're each going to get a resource. All right, on to the next phase. We've now got 2 Doom tokens out. Windy, Mysterious Chanting, Hex, place 2 Doom on the nearest cult enemy if there are no cult enemies. So we're going to get 2 Doom over here, which means we now really do have to go take care of south side over here if we want to keep playing this game. And then Roland, Mysterious Chanting. That's going to be 2 as well. Because I don't think there's a cultist. No, I take that back. The Mast Hunter is going to have 2 over here. Yay. All right. So Windy, she can make it to the south side. She can't get the 41 Derringer out in time to attack. That's going to be a problem. But she can still attack with the baseball bat. So that's what she's going to do. So she's going to move 1, 2, and then attack with the baseball bat. It's a -1. She got +2 for it, though. So that's not quite enough. It's 1 short. So she's going to have to sacrifice... Look what I found. And I forgot to reveal this. Skull, and unfortunately that is going to be really high. It's going to be -3, so that fails. So unfortunately she's not able to defeat the cultist. The cultist will only do 1 damage to her, unfortunately, but that still kind of sucks. Alright, so I'm going to use emergency cash. I'm going to get 3 resources. I'm going to use 2 resources in addition to that and play dynamite, which is going to do 3 damage to myself and each of these dudes. So that's going to do 3 damage here. The Night Haunt is done. All right, and I've defeated an enemy, so discover a clue at this location. I've discovered a clue. Probably not the best way to do that. We're then going to commit this guard dog to a test. We're going to also exhaust the beat comp. Once again, he's going to take 1 damage. It's the last time we can really do this with him. But so is the Mast Hunter. So he's half dead. Yeah, this is really not good. So that was use a card, then use dynamite, so I have 1 more attack that I can do. I could also try to evade him, so I'm not engaged with him on this turn. But I think that's really not going to make a difference. So I am going to attack. I do get +1 to it, so I'm at a 5. Could really use a star right now. Oh, and we're committing this to it as well, so that's 6. 0. So guard dog is spent, but that does 1 more damage. All right. Enemies attack. Windy's going to take 1 damage. Roland is going to take 2 damage, which I think that kills him. He dead. Oh, we got to run anyway. Actually, we're gonna have to give one of these to the beat cop. So Roland will be at 8, and then take one more horror. So the beat cop dies, unfortunately. Wolfman doesn't do anything, and that's it. So now we do our upkeep. Roland's got his 38 special finally, and also gets a resource. It's probably not enough to do anything. I've now got overpower plus a resource, and we go on to the next round. One more thing here, and that is 7. So I really need to kill this guy. I'm going to use overpower here as a skill. That is going to give me a total of +4. So my attack is 5. And it's a 0 that I draw, so that kills the Acolyte. And then I guess I will investigate 2 times. It's really not going to make much difference. I feel like I'm just not even remotely able to do anything in this game anymore. I'm going to use 1 here to lower this down to 1. -1 still succeeds. And we'll do this again. This time we have no benefit. So I got to get even. And I got even. So there we go. That's all of those. All right. Flashlight is now expended. It's up to Roland, who does not have enough to bring out the 38 special, unfortunately. I need 3 attacks, essentially. And the only way I can do it is just simply to try my best here. I don't get any pluses anymore. So it's even... It's not likely. But if I can get all 3 damages, that'll take out the Mast Hunter. I can commit the 38 special to one of them. Because I'm not going to survive another attack, so it's just pretty much just whatever I can draw. Does it make sense to try to escape? Let's just go for it. Let's get this game over with. So it's even Steven right now. +1, that is successful. I managed to do some damage. Second attack, again, even Steven. Zero. That is a success. We're now going to use the 38 special. I hate doing it this way, but that's going to give us 2 more to our attack, so now we're +2. Yes! Holy cow! The star! The star is +3. That does the final bit of damage, and we managed to take out the Mast Hunter. Holy moly. We have a new lease on life here. The Mast Hunter joins our deck over there. That's huge. That was huge. Okay. All right, so that is a huge lease on life. Let's go ahead and keep going. We are now in the enemy phase. The enemies don't do anything. We've just got the Wolfman over here just doing nothing. We're each going to draw a card. Wendy first. She's going to draw Overpower, which is going to come in helpful, I think. She's going to draw 1 more resource. We're going to get a card over here. Cover Up. I'm going to put 3 clues on it. That's irritating. That's really irritating. Okay. And I think I took a resource. I don't know if I took a resource or not. I'm just going to go ahead and take one. All right, now we enter the Mythos phase. We're now doing much better. We still got like a few more turns left to go. Wendy is going to get Crypt Chill test 4 horror, and she's got 4. -2, she fails. She has to get rid of an asset, so she'll get rid of the baseball bat. Which is a bummer. Roland, Crypt Chill also has to test 4. Does not have an asset, so if I fail this test, I lose. Roland. +1. Fortunately, I succeed. I succeed with the +1 because he's only got a 3 for horror. So that just barely tested. Passed. But that was a success. Okay. So I need to get some stuff done here. Wendy is... Wendy is going to spend 4 of the clues to reveal a cultist. Ruth Turner at St. Mary's Hospital. That'll actually be, I think, a good one to go for. So I'm going to go over here to St. Mary's Hospital. We'll reveal this. We'll get 2 clues here. You can heal 3 damage, which I think I'm going to have. I feel like I need to. I'm going to have. Wendy do that so she can heal. I can go to Miskatonic. I can go to downtown where there are no more clues. I could also just investigate here. So the reason I want to do some investigation is I want to avoid getting cover up again. So I'm going to do this as a fast play. That means I'm going to use up 2 resources. And I'm going to discover 1 clue at my location. I think that actually counts as not a turn. But that's going to instead get rid of that clue there. I'm then going to investigate again. I can play this magnifying glass for 1. And so I've got 5 investigation, or 4 investigation, and... Oh, and I should have also taken one of these before, after defeating... What's his butt? 0. Okay. So that is going to be another clue. All right. And then I think I still get 1 more normal investigation. This one's going to be 3 on 3, so this is an even Stevens. 0, so that's successful. Cover up has been dealt with. Discard that many clues from cover up instead. Yeah, that's good. That's done. Go over here instead. And that's the end of his turn. She's not going to engage because she doesn't have any sort of hunter on her. And then same with Wolfman over here. So I think we're fine. I'm going to do upkeep now. She draws out a switchblade. He draws out dodge. They're each going to get 1 resource. We're going to add 1 here. That's 4. And then Windy. On the Wings of Darkness, Revelation, test 4 feet. -1. I can use the switchblade to help with that. So that should do it. So that just gets discarded as a result. And then false lead. If you have no clues, false lead gains surge. If you have 1 or more clues, test Not sure what that does. But essentially I've got a test 4 and I've got book 3. That is going to be -0 in this case, so I have to put one of my clues on this location, which kind of blows. I think that goes over here. I know I could be playing this completely wrong. Okay. So now Wendy could try to evade. She would need a +1, so I think what she's going to do is she could also just try to beat the crap out of her. She's going to spend money on her Derringer. Gain 3 ammo. She's going to try to overpower, so that's going to give her a +2. She gets +2 for the attack, so she's got +4. She's at 5, and Ruth is at 2. And this will deal 1 damage. May deal 1 damage. +2, +1 damage. It's a skull, that's a 0. So 5 over 2, that's more than succeeded by 2 or more, so I add +1 damage, so she's taken 2 damage. And then I will do that again. This is -3. However, because I've got I've only got the +2. So I fail. Place one of the clues on the location. I don't have any clues, so I don't have to worry about that. But that's a bummer. Roland is going to go... Yeah, Miskatonic, St. Mary's, and then attack. He's got 3, she's got 2. No pluses, unfortunately. -2 fails. That's a bummer. All right. I should have had him deal like heal damage instead of doing that. But that is the end of the turn. She's not engaged with anybody. Oh, she's engaged. Actually, no, I can't have... She's engaged with Ruth at this point because she attacked him. And I think I over-attacked. I think I did one too many attacks, so I should not have done that. And then when I come down here, I can't engage with Ruth. So the one thing I can do is I can heal 3. I can just do that once per game, but that's still pretty important. And then that's the end of the turn. Ruth now does 1 damage to Wendy. I will eventually get these rules right, I promise you. All right, she's going to get sneak attack. Mind over matter. And then 2 of these. I'm not sure what exhausted here is going to refer to. It's kind of a weird one. Let's check the rules reference. So I didn't think enemies could become exhausted. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. Okay, so that's that. We're going to draw a card here. Wendy's going to get false lead if you have no clues. I do not. False lead gains surge. That's another thing that I have to look up. Yeah, it basically means if you have no clues, draw another card from the deck. Hunting Shadow. You must either spend 1 clue or take 2 damage. I'll have to take 2 damage, which means I'm pretty close to dying. She's got 7. And then our good buddy over here, Roland, Obscuring Fog. All right. So now I will use this. I get +2, and I'm going to use sneak attack to add 1 to that. Because I think it goes down here. And then, so I've got +2, +1, so that's 4. Trying to beat a 2. -1, I still do the damage. And then I will shoot her one more time. This time I've only got the +2, so 3 to 2. And no cards left. -2, I fail. So I can't really do anything. That's done. The only thing I can really do is try to evade or try to attack. And really, the only way I can evade or attack is if I get a +1. But I've really got nothing else I can do. So whichever one I'm drawing, it's a 0, it's a fail. All right. Roland. I've got dodge, that's going to help. To do. I guess investigate. I guess just try to get some more clues. Oh no, because that's going to have a +2 to it, so it's going to be 4 to 3. I could try to make it to the graveyard. I just I want to stay here so I can help protect Windy from an attack. So I think I'm just going to draw a bunch of, like, 2 cards and 1 resource. Yeah. All right. That seems to be the thing. And then I'm going to play this when Ruth here attacks so that gets canceled. And then finally, none of the other enemies attack, so now we're going to do upkeep. Windy's going to get 1 card. It's a leather coat, which is armor. First aid. And then each of them gets 1 more resource. We draw. Time is running out. Windy's going to get locked door. And I think this now gets shuffled. Leather coat, basically, it's 2. You get 2 extra damage to it. On the Wings of Darkness. So I've got to test 2 fleet, and I'm going to use manual dexterity to do that. So it's even Steven. That is going to be -2. Place 1 doom on the nearest cultist enemy. And I think the nearest cultist enemy is going to be over here on Ruth. And as a result of this, I take 1 damage, 1 horror. Fortunately, that is it for Roland. Unfortunately, he is out. That horror is going to take him out of the game. Windy, however, can still attack. And will try to do so. She is doing at a -1. But there's really the only thing I can do, so that's 0. That does not work. 0 does not work. Oh wait, I can play this as if it were the top card of my hand. Cancel those 2 attacks. I'm going to use Windy's Amulet to resurrect the Derringer. That's going to give me +2. So now I am 3 to 2. Sorry about that. That's enough. Ruth Turner is dead, and as the last action, I will resign. We managed to get 3 of these folks. So we don't advance this because we did not get 6 cultists. 12 bells ring around the town, ring across the town. It is midnight. There is no time left to investigate the city. You must act based on the information you've collected from the cultist you found. So let's go ahead and read this. We've got R2 as our results. 12 bells ring out, signaling midnight. You're out of time. The cult's ritual will begin shortly. You've managed to obtain some useful information about the cult and its plan. You can only hope it's enough. In your campaign log, under Cultists We Interrogated, record the names of each unique cultist enemy in the victory display. In your campaign log, under Cultists Who Got Away, record the name of each unique enemy still remaining in the cultist deck or in play. In your campaign log, record that it is past midnight. If the Ghoul Priest is in the victory display, cross out the Ghoul Priest is still alive. And each victory investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of each card in the victory display. So that means on the back here, in addition to recording some trauma that Roland suffered, we would indicate that the Mast Hunter, Ruth Turner, and Victor Devereaux were found. In this case, Peter Warren, Wolfman Drew, and in this case, Herman Collins would be added to here. And we'd also want to indicate that the clock struck midnight. So unfortunately, we were unable to succeed. But that is, I think we did a pretty good, valiant effort. Definitely did have some cards not go our way. And I probably made a ton of rule errors. I find that this is the sort of game it's really easy to make mistakes with because there is so much to keep in play, keep in mind. So I'm going to put this up and then see where we are. Ciao, everybody.